Hello, dear friends. How are you today? Happy New Year. We are finally in 2026, and I don't know if you feel a good shift, but I do. And we're gonna keep that energy up. So, how are you today? Let's recenter. Let's come back to ourselves. And hello, my name is Sheila. For those of you that are new here, and for those of you that are returning, thank you for this conversation. So, what now? We've done the plan, we have created our schedule, and now things are starting to get a little boring. But that's a good thing. I feel that this is the season for integration. So last month, let's recap. I think last month was, for me at least, more into setting things and testing certain things out in terms of what I see myself doing in the future, long term, and applying it in my daily life. So the concept of these sort of diaries is more so to share with you the path that I'm on right now and the path that you may be on right now, which is similar to mine as you are watching this. And it is to probably find a way to romanticize our lives right now, as opposed to looking towards the future for it to be romanticized then. Meaning, we're not going to wait for the future, for our goals to arrive so that we can enjoy the simple things in life. We are now integrating what we, it's as if we are integrating our future self into our present life, doing the things that we probably think that our future self would possibly do. So this is what has been going on in the first month, and now in the second month, it's more about integration. It's more about finding a way to keep it long-term still, because I still feel that if I were to break a certain habit for maybe 3 days, meaning if I weren't scheduling my time to post, or if I weren't scheduling my time to actually work on my website or work on a few things that would move me forward to my future, I think I would go back to my old self. Well, maybe not to that extent, but we're not trying to go back. We're trying to have time to pause, which is great, but it's a new life, and we're trying to make it, we are making it so that it sticks, and that's the goal, right? So New Year is not the only time where we're making things stick. This is not like, oh, I'm gonna do this and then like a week later we're stopping. No. So the concept of this hopefully is to continue what we've built from last month and into the new year and into the rest of the year, little by little, by just doing 1% at a time. Where do I see this going? As I was planning for certain things, for certain things for this year, I told myself I did not want to be overwhelmed. So there is a method which I recently learned about through a YouTuber actually, and he mentioned that he does these things each project quarterly, and this is one thing that I want to apply to my routine by doing one thing quarterly, a project quarterly, on top of the 1% routine that I've been doing. So, one of my projects is to actually minimize the clothes that I have. I don't have that many clothes. I mean, I have clothes, but I'm already, I guess I would say minimalist. I'm in that spectrum going into minimalism. And I want to diminish. So this is just a simple project that I've been postponing for quite some time, and it can be overwhelming when you don't do this like fully. So I'm trying to minimize what I have and see how can I explain this. So there's this person that said, try to wear the clothes that make you look like your new self, or try to behave like your new self, and try to appear like your future self, I guess. And what do you think they would wear? And I'm doing this without adding to my budget, without going and buying stuff. So the goal is, all right, we're here, we've done a great job maintaining our finance, we're gonna keep doing that, and then we're moving into the, okay, what do I really need? It's kind of like Marie Kondo's like let go and release type thing, but on a budget, or on no buying type of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, so this is all over the place, I think, but let's see if I can remember what I started talking about. So what I started talking about is, let's continue our ritual, let's continue our routine. And for me, my routine has been more so taking one thing at a time, doing one thing at a time for each area of my life. So in terms of health, in terms of self-care, in terms of mental, in terms of career, what else? In terms of business. So one little action every single day. So now, that is the clothing part is an example of the self-care type thing that I want to embark on, and I'm trying to see if I could block out how can I say this, of a quarterly time, which is, yeah, so it's gonna be like 4 months, in a span of 4 months, to kind of do this decluttering / repurposing type thing with some clothes of mine and some items in the house. So yeah, because I know where I'm headed, or I have a vision of where I'm headed in terms of business, I think I am going to stick to it, because I want to see if there is some form of return on what I've been practicing. And similarly to career, so keep educating myself in that career. So doing, let's say, a few reads every single day, not something that will be too stressful, but keeping that light and still like adding to my knowledge of my career, because I do want to improve in that field as well. In terms of self-care, I think I mentioned that, so that's like set. And yeah, I'm starting to enjoy the process, I guess, of really being creative in those constraints of terms that I've placed for myself. Anyway, How are you improving in your life? Have you started doing certain things in the past month, or are you starting now? And if you are, I would love to hear from you. What is one goal or one project that you'd like to tackle within the next 4 months? You can you know, type in the comments and let's talk about it. So I think we all can do it if we spread the time, I guess. If we spread the task over time and make it so that it's not daunting, and allowing ourselves to be more present into everyday, daily, small tasks, even if they seem very very minor, but they will create that ripple effect. So yes, let me know what you are planning on doing for your new year. And as I mentioned before, don't allow just the new year to be that that day where you say, okay, I'm gonna do this just for New Year, but try to place it as one day at a time, maybe so that your nervous system doesn't get overwhelmed. Because I've been in that situation where it's great to have your big goals, and you should have your big goals, but it's also a good practice, which is what we're doing here in these diaries, a good practice to learn to be present in the daily the daily resolutions, I guess. So take each day as a new day resolution, instead of putting everything on that one January month or January 2 weeks, so that you don't crash and burn. So it's more so like precaution, and it's also pacing yourself so that everything goes according to plan, even if it takes longer. So I hope that was of use to you. I will see you soon. I believe that there's more towards these videos that I would love to embark on, but as I mentioned, I'm taking my own advice. I'm pacing myself, and the goal, at least for now and maybe for the next four months, is continuity, so that once I have that down pat, I can move forward into adding something else. But that's all I have for you, I guess. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you are keeping your breath work so that you can stabilize yourself, stabilize your reactions, and let us move forward in I wouldn't just say positive, because I think now I'm understanding life is beautiful, and every single thing, unfortunately, is a learning lesson. But yeah, let's move diligently, and pacing ourselves is the thing. But anyway, please let me know what project you're working on, and do you have a word for the year? I mentioned last year was my year of magic, and I haven't yet found a word for this year, but maybe it could be integration. So let's see if I keep this as my word for the year. So until then, my friends, thank you. And if you care to see the products that I make for my rituals, I hand make candles, and soaps as well. And I will put the link in the description below for you to glance at. And yes, until then, ciao and Happy New Year again. You got this.